Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 8.
You know we wasn't going to leave y'all without a Love and Marriage Huntsville review.
I know.
We had a busy weekend, guys, okay? But listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Blair, you ready to walk us through this?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we are finishing up the conversation between Mel and Marsau.
Yeah.
Mel is talking about free Tisha since Marsau wants to say free Martell.
Free her.
Her point is that if you see that there is DV in the situation, then there should be no conversation of freedom. You could have called me and asked how I was, how the kids were.
Yeah.
And Marsau says, you know what would have happened if I would have reached out to y'all? You would have said, who is this?
I do believe that a little
Mel
bit.
says, I have your number saved. Well, going forward, she says, when asked about me, you don't need to say anything. And Marsau ends up talking to her about, well, you have this army of zombies that you like to enable called the Melometers. And Mel is like, you want me to control people I don't even know when you can't even control your mother-in-law? Mel walks out. These are the double standards that she talks about, and she's not going to participate in this.
Can I talk to my wife for a second?
Yeah, go ahead, talk to me.
I want you to forget the notes for a second.
Okay.
Right? I want to have a little banter.
Okay.
Just a little bit. What is it about Mel that we don't know as the viewers that she can't even garner sympathy? Do you think it's something that we don't know about the situation that doesn't garner sympathy for Mel in this situation? Because I'm thinking a situation like this is a layup.
Yeah.
Everybody knows at least the simplistic details of this whole thing of it being some type of revenge, whatever you want to call it. You get what I'm saying? That is, I would think, even if I don't like a person, I can at least say, hey, whatever that guy is trying to do, whatever that person is trying to do to you, that is not right, and I wouldn't want that done to me.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for people to have sympathy for Mel? What do you think the reason is, Blair?
It really does throw me for a loop, because pretty much where I stand is that if you see somebody who is in a situation like Mel's, to where someone has repeatedly cheated on them, had a baby on them, now is in situations to where they're threatening them with revenge corn or whatever you want to call it.
Thank you.
Like, I'm just like, how could you not take the side of, I'm sorry this is happening to you, this is awful. It really does blow my mind. Now, does Mel have her ways about her
100%.
and how she cannot necessarily be the best friend to people, or maybe not even the most genuine? People might feel that she's a little bit fake or a little bit fraudulent.
Facts.
And you can have that opinion whatever you want, but it's different from somebody willing to do criminal things, allow their anger to take a hold of them, and put somebody in a situation to where their reputation or even their mental health is just crumbled to the ground. And it really does blow my mind how people cannot, on this cast, have that concern for Mel and just want the best for her when it comes to her situation with Martell. Yeah. It seems like everybody wants to play the middle when it comes to that.
And I don't understand it.
Now, if I'm going to reach and speculate and try to put myself in the mind of the cast when it comes to Mel revealing these situations.
Help me.
I think for some people, because Mel and Martell were together for so long and she forgave him for so many things and they found ways to work through their situation, that maybe they don't want to get in the middle of a friendship to where we were couple friends. And maybe we don't want to take sides because we hung out with y'all, we went on trips with y'all, and now that everything is gone up in flames, we don't need to be the ones to pick sides. But to me, I feel like it's gotten to a point to where how can you not pick a side when somebody is tearing somebody down this aggressively? Like, I'm
really lost, because I can give her sympathy without still not wanting to be her friend.
I agree.
Like I still could be like, because and now we're back to the notes.
Okay.
Because I don't understand how she basically, like, when someone's in that type of situation, you don't say free both people. You don't say prayers to both parties involved. And then somehow, in some way, Marsau talked about the Melometers. What? Like, that's why I'm like, what? How is this even justified? And basically saying, well, you have a clan of people who are basically fans of yours who you enable. we were just talking about how you said free my abuser.
Yeah, and I honestly just want to touch on why I think Marsau would say that. Okay. Marsau is a jokester in a lot of ways, and I think he probably thought it was funny, and I don't think he thought it all the way through that you're saying like free somebody who is trying to commit a crime. Yeah. You know, I think it was a one-off conversation. Like he said, it was with a blogger or reporter, but was also his friend. Mm-hmm. So I think he was kind of just shooting the ish with his homie and the text messages. But clearly it was a bad look.
But my thing is, when it's something like this, I would think that, oh, y'all had a bad divorce to the point to where it shows on TV. Mm-hmm. We may even know some things behind the scenes that the viewers don't know. If I hear that somebody who was a friend of mine got arrested and they just got divorced, I would think, oh man, this is getting bad. Yeah. No matter what it is, it don't even got to be something as serious as revenge, porn, and things like that. It's just it's just simple-minded of how we are talking about the Melometers, where she's basically talking about why are you commenting on my situation when I don't comment on yours. Yeah. It's just that plain and simple. For now on, is what she said, is whenever my name come up or my situation come up, say no comment like how I say for you. Exactly. And for you to try to make it seem like, you know, well, you can control these zombie people. And she's like, you can't even control your mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. You can't even control your wife when she went off the handle a couple episodes ago. Well. So, like, what are you talking about here? That's why I'm frustrated because, truth be told, let me tell you how I feel about Mel. Go ahead. Right? I do feel like she's not a good friend. Mm-hmm. I do feel like there is something to where she probably felt like she is a celebrity, that she may feel like she's above some people in the cast, and it comes off in some way. But I don't hate her. Mm-hmm. I don't hate her to the point that I can't say, sorry, Mel, that you're going through this. Sorry, Mel, that you're going through this divorce, and now he want to take the kids, and now he want to release videos or threaten to release videos and things of that nature. It's like, why is that hard for them to say, and they know her? Yeah. Compared to me, who don't know her from nobody, even though I got family in Huntsville, I don't know her. You get what I'm saying? And my
thing is, not only do they know Mel, they know Martell, and they know how he can be. Exactly. So it's not as if they're in a situation to where they're like, oh, Mel could be lying, or this could be this, or it could be something different. Y'all know and have been around Martell and have even gotten into it with him about the lies that he tells. Mm-hmm. So that's why it really is just kind of like you said, what are we missing? Like, what are we missing?
What do they know about this woman that we don't? Right. I guess we're going to circle back to it. It is what it is.
So Stormi and Destiny end up meeting, and this was such an interesting pairing to me.
I didn't know they made up.
Because, exactly, we really didn't get to see them make up. Mm-hmm. The time after they had the Galentine's event, they was about to come to blows. And then when I think they were at Kimmy's son's house, his housewarming, they went into a room to have a conversation. They couldn't even get along there. Now, was what is the name?
Kiki?
Stormi. She brought the Gucci bag for Destiny, right? When she had her event. Anyway, I don't need to go all the way back to each scene and everything. Okay. But maybe they were on decent enough terms to where they can hang out. But I was just kind of like, y'all, this cool? But I guess for the show purposes. Anyway, so Stormi feels trauma connected to her warehouse. There was a Melometer that came into her warehouse and confronted Stormi. She is happy that they're going to be moving. Not only that situation, but they're also bursting out the seams. The business is booming. I mean, even on TikTok, I think she was the first person in North America to reach $1 million sales on TikTok. So Stormi really is doing her thing. Okay. And so she's very happy for the expansion. Okay. Stormi so ends up telling Destiny that the podcast, The Energy with Mel, was good, and she's asking Destiny, "Have you talked to Mel?" And Mel's just and Destiny's like, "No." Destiny asks, "So was it genuine? The energy?" Destiny feels that Mel operates in the gray, but everyone else in her life has to operate in black and white.
That's facts.
Stormi tells Destiny that she invited Martell to the event that she's having. Yeah. And Destiny asks why. Stormi wanted to invite everybody. But Mel probably won't come because Martell is going to be there. Yeah. She also invited Sunni and Moses and wanted to give Destiny that heads up. And Destiny says that, she felt a way about their situation before, but honestly at this point she doesn't feel anything now. Yeah. Destiny talks about how she met up with Moses and how he came to the meeting without his ring on.
So she did notice.
And he was just talking crazy to the point where Destiny had to be a straight shooter and said, look, you just wanted me to treat you like you were my girlfriend.
100%. Listen here. Destiny, she even said common sense wise in the sense of, why did you invite Mel and Martell? Like, that don't make no sense. The same way as why would you invite Sunni and Moses? Like it's all the same. But truth be told, I don't want to talk about this scene at all. Can I reach as well as you reached in the last scene?
All right, let's reach.
I want to reach.
Okay.
This is 2 scenes in a row that Melometers came up. And I have a theory. We knew this season was going to be the season where we talk about Martell and talk about the transgressions he has done against his family and his wife. Why is it now feels like we are holding Mel accountable for what somebody else do with the Melometers? So it's like, this is the most I ever heard. Because the Melometers always been there. Yeah. Right? Why is it this season y'all talk about the Melometers? And now y'all want to hold Mel feet to the fire of like, you enable them. You tell them to activate and things like that. To basically make it seem like, well, we know Martell got arrested, but you be enabling this group of people online. Those are 2 different things, and one is not the other. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like the fact that we even are mentioning Melometers, the Melometers should ask for a check. They should really ask for money.
Well, if I could give them this little piece of bail.
Give them bail.
Somebody walked up to Stormi's place who 100%. Was a Melometer. So I'm just like, she had to talk about it. Now, Marsau and them and all that type of stuff, bringing it up, it's a little bit unnecessary to your storyline if you have one to bring them up. But Stormi, this is actually a situation that had repercussions for her.
Yes. So, but my thing is, the number one storyline of basically that is a connector of multiple people is Melometers.
Gotcha.
Because Tisha and Marsau's storyline so far is Melometers, right? Stormi, as we gonna learn later on in this episode, her storyline is Melometers. Martell is in the show, and his storyline is not even him getting arrested. Like, dude, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like...
No, I definitely feel like the spotlight should be more on Martell and his wrongdoings and everything. I think we need to be kind of getting up into his behind a little bit more.
My whole thing is the Melometers always been a problem because people always said they always been a problem. I never experienced no Melometers because, you know, it is what it is, right? But the Melometers always been a problem. Why choose this season to talk about it? I understand the thing happened with Stormi, and that may be one thing to bring up. But remember, Stormi was the one in the first episode that called Mel vindictive for basically getting Martell arrested. So I'm like, why does it seem like y'all are calling Mel to the carpet to be accountable for this group of people that she don't know, and maybe she doesn't activate them, and maybe she just don't what's the word? She don't
de-escalate.
She don't de-escalate the situations and things like that. But she's not responsible for these grown adults that be acting wild.
No.
But y'all want to call her responsible. Marsau's like, you enable. What do you mean by that?
I don't know these people.
Like, I enable? We were just talking about DV and SA when it comes to me and things of that nature. Threats that's happening to me, and you're talking about I enable a group of people?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't understand, for one, the Stormi and Destiny collaboration scene right here, so I'm not even going to dig into it, right? But this is the second scene in a row that the Melometers has come up. The Melometers have come up literally almost every episode of the season.
Yeah.
Y'all should ask for a check. Y'all should really ask for a check. Because y'all definitely, as far as I know, y'all are more interested than Trisha.
I would say so.
You know what I mean?
So Marsau and Tisha end up having their scene.
Yeah.
So Marsau is meeting with their chief of staff, who is going to be a project manager or property manager over one of their locations, but she's also assisting them with different businesses like Black. So after he finishes up the meeting with the chief of staff, and Tisha comes in asking about, oh, this is your 1-year wedding anniversary, and she congratulates her, and they kind of let her go off to do her job.
Yeah.
Marsau tells Tisha about the meeting with Mel.
Yeah.
So he said that, well, she had to get me together. She was upset about the comment about Martell. And Tisha says, you know, nobody is calling her and is going to be reaching out for her just to not respond. And she's definitely not going to be DMing Mel.
Okay.
Mel brought up Wanda being on social media and how Wanda asked and Tisha saying that she asked her mom not to talk about Mel. But Mel cannot control her Melometers, and Marsau thinks that she had a point when it came to that. We cannot control Wanda. Tisha says, well, Mel tells her fans to activate. Marsau is telling her she has a point, though. And he also kind of felt a way about her saying, oh, you took my advice when it comes to the black thing. And he's wondering, why is that a flex? Why are people making it seem like it's a bad thing if I take someone else's advice? It's only going to be helpful to grow in the business. So there's a few things they touched on.
What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
My thoughts, the first thing is, like you said, I feel like a lot of the conversation should have been about Martell's transgressions towards Mel and how them as a couple are going to do better about not involving themselves in that, even though they said we're all on a show, we get pulled into stuff. Like, it's easy to say that, but you could also choose not to be. You could take an active role in that. Now, the thing about the Melometers and Wanda, I mean, Tisha, she's never really going to admit wrongdoing, honestly. Like, I think that really is a blind spot for her, that she can't admit to where she could improve on something. And she says that she does tell her mom to not say stuff about Mel. When we've seen Tisha and her mom on shows, she just kind of lets her mom go. And I don't think that Tisha has control over her mom in that way. And I think that's also why Wanda's no longer on the show anymore, because she can't seem to taper Wanda to television. But I do feel like Tisha could improve on keeping the mess down on their side, or Tisha and Marsau can do better with keeping the mess down when it comes from things coming from their family. And then Marsau's point about is it a bad thing to take advice or something, and why is that a flex? Well, it's kind of a flex in a way, and I see why Mel did it. Marsau, you were actually very good about the feedback, but in a way it's a flex because Tisha was very much like, she don't want to hear what nobody has to say. Y'all don't need to tell us what we need to be doing. And so I think that was Mel basically saying, oh, so y'all did listen, because your wife ain't want to listen to nothing I had to say. She asked me why I'm even in the meeting. So I don't think that was wild of Mel to say. I think Marsau, so you know how Tisha is, and it was kind of, it probably is a shock to Mel that Tisha in a way ended up taking her advice. So
I want to break down this scene, even down to when Tisha got out the car. Right? Yeah. Tisha gets out the car. She has on like this, I think it was like a skirt, but she had like a suit jacket, kind of like a power suit. Nice jacket. And then when she walks in, she sits behind the desk with Marsau and have this little fake meeting that they had with their chief of staff. I think they're trying to put on this aesthetic that they are a power couple, that they are about their business. The only reason why I feel that way because Tisha reminds me every time she opens her mouth that she is a mother, wife, and business owner. So I'm like, the whole point, we didn't even have to see the whole fake meeting you had with your chief of staff and things like that. I think the opposite is, oh my goodness, look at us. We are actually doing things. We are a power couple, Black Expo, all these things above. We even had to hire somebody to run our business, chief of staff, to facilitate meetings and things of that nature. Boom, that's just a small thing. Now we get to the conversation that Marsau is relaying to Tisha about the conversation he had with Mel, right? Like Blair said, she don't take accountability for anything. For anything. When I say anything, I mean anything, right? She's trying to basically say, well, she tells these people online to activate. That is not the same as you talking to your mom. Right. And truth be told, Mel don't even have a problem with Wanda talking. She has a problem with Wanda talking about her kids. So that's a line that I think that is obvious. Hey, let's not talk about children. They even got to the point where the fight even started outside of Madani because the Wanda was running her mouth. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I truthfully think if I was to reach, I've been reaching like 3 scenes in a row now, that I think a lot of things that Wanda say, Tisha be giving her info on. I think, truth be told, Wanda say things that Tisha's scared to say. Yeah. And things like that. That's why Tisha always got to come a season later and basically make up for the previous season with a new attitude this season, as we see in the past episodes. I think there's a lot of things that Wanda, because it's a simple thing. We've seen too many times throughout the seasons that when Marsau said, get your mom, and she says no. Yeah. Flat out no. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, you want Melody to be accountable for grown adults, right? And when it comes to y'all, and the thing about it, if the shoe was on the other foot, if Melody was out here talking about your kids and things of that nature, Wanda wouldn't like it, Tisha, you wouldn't like it, and Marsau, you would be basically hell-bent on telling Mel, hey, don't talk about my kids, control yourself. Yeah. So I don't understand why y'all don't give Melody the courtesy and basically saying, hey, tell your mother-in-law, stop talking about my kids. That's why I'm like, what is it about Mel that I don't know?
You think there's a little bit of jealousy there?
In what way? Before I react.
I don't like, I mean, Mel, she is the creator of the show.
Jealousy from who? Just so I'm with you.
From the cast. Not everybody.
Okay.
I don't think everybody's jealous of her. But do
Okay.
you think that has a reason as to why they can't seem to find sympathy or empathy for her? Because there is a little bit of jealousy or maybe... I don't know. I don't want to go as strong as hate. I don't feel like nobody really hates the lady.
Maybe envy?
But not envy.
Okay.
I don't think it's that strong. But a little bit of jealousy. Honestly, I feel like Tisha's a little bit jealous of Mel.
I do too.
But I think that maybe some people just really have a strong dislike for her that they kind of don't care what happens.
Yeah, I think based on what I know about Huntsville, based on how I know how Mel moves in Huntsville, I tell you, I got people in Huntsville. Mel moves like she is an A-list celebrity. And no one on this show is an A-list celebrity. But Mel is the biggest celebrity out of this bunch.
Right.
So it can give the illusion that she's an A-list celebrity.
And I feel like partially, and I'm definitely Tisha, and I don't know if it's underlying for some other people, but definitely Tisha. I feel like Tisha has this thing about her when it comes to Mel, like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, basically trying to...
taking
the glasses off her face. Like,
right. Trying to undermine her in different ways, like she's not who she is.
She is who she is.
Yeah.
Listen here, if Melody is if she is a C-list celebrity, overall, then y'all are not C-list celebrities. You get what I'm saying? Like y'all can't be a higher grade based on how I know she moves in Huntsville. So my thing is, I think she's known in her city. You get what I'm saying? And of course the show is broadcast nationally, so of course she has fans. There is, I will say, to add to your point, to your theory, I don't know no Tisha clan group, and if there was a group of Tishas or like whatever, she disappoint us all the time. You get what I'm saying? Because she make us look dumb every time. You get what I'm saying? So I would say, to your theory, I think it is jealousy, because sometimes the answer can be so simple that it feels wrong.
Yeah.
It seems wrong, but I really don't understand why. When it comes to a conversation, you can't even take accountability in the sense of, Mom, stop talking about this woman's kids.
Yeah.
Stop it. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say, Melody, I'm not even gonna hold you. Sue these people, because people won't hear you. They gotta feel you. You get what I'm saying? Sue these people. Every time they talk about your kids, every time they talk about you, sue them, because you already the villain. They already feel some type of way about you. You might as well just fulfill the role, because I really don't understand why it's so hard for you to be like, hey, Mom, or to be like, hey, I'm gonna cut you off completely because you keep talking about these kids. Well, I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the paternity thing. That's talking about the kids.
That's impacting them.
Stop doing semantics now. Like this woman kids is old enough, and my whole thing is, it's not even because I'm a big fan of Mel. It's as simple as, if the shoe was on the other foot and Mel was talking about their kids, I know just based off of how they filmed the show, talk about Marsau and Tisha, that there's a certain level of protection that they have with their kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't see them a lot. You get what I'm saying? So I know for a fact that if Mel was talking about their kids in some paternity way, that they would not like it.
Right.
So why are y'all trying to justify it by keep bringing up the Melometers? Stop it. It's not the same.
Yeah.
They gaslight me. I really feel like I'm talking to an empty room. Well, I mean, I am, but no,
I'm here.
But I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall, and I feel like everybody's telling me you don't get it though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think it's really easy to understand, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
You know?
So Stormi has her Lover and Friends gala.
Okay.
Ken and Trish arrive, and she's just basically telling them how she wants them to model. Trish is pretty nervous, and Stormi's like, if I had Trish's body, I'd be showing my body out all over the time. Okay. But I told my husband while we were watching the show that why I think Trish is nervous, and this is just me reaching because we got to find things to talk about in the episode. The reason I think that Trish isn't so hyped to show off her body, because look, she has an amazing body. Trish comes across as very guarded and like she holds a lot of stuff in. Yeah. So I think she exercises out of rage and stress and all this type of stuff. The gym is her therapist.
Basically a bodybuilder.
Right. And the body that she's got from that is wonderful, but that's more so of a byproduct of her trying to work out her issues. So
exactly. Yeah. I think Stormi, the way it comes off, Stormi, if I had your body, as Stormi said, you work out to get praise. You get what I'm saying? You work out because you want to show off something. it's like what Blair said. She said the gym is her therapy. Dude, you want to know how much the therapy was? She said she used to go there 3 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's not going there for fun or to look good in a bikini.
No,
she's going there because she need to get her mind together.
No, and you realize the exercises that she had Tisha doing and things of that nature, even Stormi doing, it wasn't like those cute exercises that like, hey, you should grow your butt in 15 days and things like that. No, you going to do some compound lifters, some lifts rather, and you're going to squat, you're going to lift, you're going to do some triceps and things like that. But I want a big booty. No, in order to have big booty, you gotta have big legs, and we gonna train those legs. We gonna train your body. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then on top of that, like Stormi, y'all got 2 different types of personalities.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Sunni and Moses arrives as the party's getting started. Sunny's hoping that it's going to be a good night, but she's not too sure because she's kind of on a few people's ish list.
She knows that.
Yeah. Nell and Chris arrive, and Nell is shocked to see Sunni.
Okay.
But Nell makes a beeline to Sunni because she's like, I need to figure out what's going on.
Okay, now.
So she introduces herself, and they actually met before at Martell's wine tasting event. Nell asked her, so how did y'all link up if you were Destiny's producer, you and Moses? Sunni says a year after she left the show and Destiny was also off the show, she was running into Moses a lot in their hometowns. At first she said no, but he was very persistent and wanted to get with her, and she didn't want to block her blessing. This could have been her husband, and he turned out to be her husband. Okay. When Sunni met him, he was dating other people, but Sunni says that Destiny and Moses were not exclusive the way that she's making it seem. Moses is talking to Chris, saying that they're thinking about moving to Huntsville and looking at properties and all that.
So they don't even live in Huntsville.
So Sunni says in the past, because Nell is asking her, like, but did you hang out with Destiny? Like, how close were you with Destiny?
I just thought of something. I didn't mean to cut you off. Dude, like, she planned on being on the show for a longer period?
Who, Sunni?
Yeah, because the fact that he said that we looking for a place in Huntsville.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it like I heard it when he said it, but when you repeated it, I'm like, don't tell me.
It's looking that way.
Don't tell me she gonna be on the show next season. Yeah, my fault. Go ahead.
So so she's like, yeah, we were in the same space. Destiny invited her out to a birthday, but there was a lot of other people there. Yeah. But there wasn't anything shady going on at the party. She wasn't trying to flirt or anything with Moses when he was with Destiny. She says she doesn't move that way. She did try to reach out to Destiny before she posted their wedding photos, but they dated 90 days before they ended up getting married.
Well, so numbers keep changing, bro.
Well, Nell tells Stormi that Sunni did try to reach out to Destiny, and Destiny never responded. She chose to go on a podcast and share her story. Stormi doesn't get vengeful from Destiny, but Stormi thinks that it does look wrong, but ultimately you love who you love, and Stormi's like, it's really none of my business, to be honest. Okay. When Destiny arrives, Sunni immediately goes to her because she's like, I don't want to be at some event, somebody staring at me, people whispering about me and all that type of stuff. Let me just confront this girl and have this conversation. So Stormi finds a private room for Sunni and Destiny to have their talk. And Destiny at first says, I would not like to go with you. But she ends up going. So Sunni tells her, look, I reached out to you, you didn't respond, and you decided to go on a podcast. Like, you could really just have a real conversation with me. And Destiny says, well, Stormi says it's not like you're like a public figure or something like that. And Destiny is saying that I am a public figure. It doesn't just go away when I'm not on television. And I can go on a public platform to tell my story if that's what I want to do. Sunni says, well, you could have talked to me. I did reach out to you. And you said you had a lot to say about us. So why not say it to me? Facts. And Destiny says that she doesn't need to have a real conversation with her because nothing is real about the situation. Okay, facts. And then Destiny starts asking her, so when did y'all officially get together? And Sunni's talking about July, August, but he had a whole nother girlfriend, whole nother situation. And Destiny said we were still together at that time. And then she's asking, so you were a side chick to 2 women then if he had another girlfriend at the time? Jeez. Destiny's like, the whole situation is foul. You tried to drag my name in the gutter. You said I was a side chick to this man. And Sunni was like, well, you've been with him for a while, and he's had a wife when he was 17 years old. And Destiny was like, he was married to her and divorced while he was in prison.
Wait a minute now.
And she was like, they hadn't had any contact. Yeah. Destiny is saying that they were single when she was dating Moses, and Sunni said that she's not the side chick, she's the wife.
She's the wife. I don't have my ring on, but
yeah. Destiny says that he has been sleeping with every woman in St. Louis, and she walks out. I mean, what does that say about you? if you're over here messing with a guy who sleeps with every woman in St. Louis.
There's so much to say about the scene. You first or I'm first?
You first.
Sunni, your story keep changing, your numbers keep changing. You know you wrong. I just don't understand why you just won't live in the wrongness. Like there's no explanation that can make people go, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like, why not just like be wrong?
Yeah.
like you
know be like, I wanted it. This is how it turned out. It looks crazy, but hey.
But while I was watching the scene and while I just got an epiphany about, oh, they're looking for places in Huntsville, I kind of spoke this in existence a couple episodes back. I said that Moses is Martell 2.0, right? This is the new Melody and Martell's couple right here.
Okay.
Sunni and Moses, because they already laying down the foundation that, for one, Sunni was the side chick that kind of become the wife. Well, who knows that if he would deal with multiple women before Sunni? Who knows if he would deal with multiple women while with Sunni? So there's already groundwork being laid out that, like, you know, Moses is kind of questionable in his character. Boom, Martell. Let's put him to the side without the criminal stuff. Well, he was in prison when he was young, but let's put that to the side, right? And then you got Sunni, who came on here, who's from the whole producer side of the show, but now she's in front of the camera, and it's like, okay, y'all gonna make me the main character in multiple storylines because she's the main character in Destiny's storyline, which I will give bail to Sunni just a little bit. She only will get a little bit on her books, right? The only reason why, even though you went on podcast Destiny to talk, you're not talking about your life so much. Like, you're talking about everything except the thing we really want to know about.
Yeah.
About the things of why you was arrested, about your marriage that failed and things of that nature. So choosing to talk about this, it do seem kind of like ingenuous in some way, to where it's like disingenuous rather, to where you don't have to. You didn't have to go on the. You say I'm talking about my life. I'm like, well, you talk about parts of your life. You get what I'm saying? Yes, you a public figure, but the main reason why people was asking you to come on their thing, even though you are a public figure, and because you're not on the show, your name kept getting in the blogs for things that was happening outside the show.
Yeah. And
that's why you're back on the show. You get what I'm saying? Arrested and divorced and things like that. The business shutting down. So even though you're not on the show, things were still happening. So did this conversation need to happen? No. Right? Sunni, you trying to justify why things are happening? Why you're doing it? I don't know. Just be the villain.
Yeah, my thing with this scene was, number one, I was happy that Destiny went to have the conversation with Sunni.
Facts.
Because in previous seasons, the irritation that I have with Destiny is that she don't want to talk to nobody. She don't want to address nothing. She want to be above all the drama. But girl, we need you to interact with folks in order for us to get some stuff going.
Something.
Yes, and actual conversations, not just yelling at your store. You didn't say hi to me.
Even though she said hi, right?
Even though she did say hi. So, number one, I'm glad she had this conversation with Sunni. Now, Sunni, the more you talk, the less sense you make.
100%. Stop talking,
The
please.
more you talk, the less sense you make. And honestly, the more you talk, the worse you make your husband sound.
Oh, my goodness.
You're saying that him and Destiny were never exclusive. He was messing around with all these women. So, to me, it sounds like you were a part of the harem. But you got chose. But I'm just thinking to myself, who's to say that the wife title even matters to him if he always keeps a gangle of women around? I mean, he was married before, and apparently you're saying he was messing with Destiny. So what does that say if he did it to his previous wife? So you're trying to make it sound like you got the prize, you are the prize, you are the wife, but your husband isn't looking too good in the light. Yeah. And you're just revealing more and more.
Yeah. And look, you laugh real good at this line because I think Sunni went in there with like quotes to say, and she just had to fit them in. Like she went in there and said, "Don't be mad because you dropped the ball and I picked it up and scored." What are you talking about?
Exactly.
like what are you talking about dropping the ball? You just basically explained that it's not about. It wasn't a situation to where he was in a monogamous relationship with just Destiny. It was a situation where she was part of the roster. Yeah. And now you're saying you was part of the roster. So what is this ball you picked up? You get what I'm saying? So it just feels like I feel like Sunni underestimated Destiny in this reality TV scene right here because Destiny ate her up badly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think it's because Sunni really didn't have anything solid to stand on.
She don't know that man.
Like, and that's, I think, also why Sunni reverts back to I'm the wife, because that's her trump card. But everything else looks like complete BS and doo-doo, and it just looks disgusting. Right. So when she can't really back up what she's saying, because one, she don't really know Moses like that. Mm-hmm. Destiny knows all of him, all of his dirt. She known him for 15 years. And you really also can't speak to how faithful or good of a man he is, because all you talk about is his harem. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, yeah, Sunni, I see why you keep pulling out that trump card, because that's all you got. That's all you got.
Listen, it works.
So Martell and Destiny end up talking. Mm-hmm. Destiny doesn't really know why they're here, Sunni and Moses. Mm-hmm. She tells Martell about how the conversation went. Mm-hmm. And that's when Sunni said the thing about she picked up what Destiny dropped and scored.
Mm-hmm. The ball.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But Sunni's ready to leave. The sandwich is nasty, so she goes ahead and heads out. And I'm just like, okay. And now you're going to talk mess about Stormi.
You ain't got to talk about my sandwiches, man.
Exactly. I'm just like, that was just petty and unnecessary. Just go home.
Yeah.
So Martell greets Trisha and Ken. Mm-hmm. Ken does plan on having a conversation with Martell at another time to talk about kind of the energy and what he's putting out there, what it seems like about Trish. Mm-hmm. Now asks Martell, why you not dressed to model? Martell saying his body isn't ready to be shown yet. So she's like, oh, so we got Megatron here. Talking about Ken. Stormi thinks that Martell just might have some stage fright versus his body actually not being in shape.
Okay.
Ken, when it's their time to go up there and model, he's rubbing Trisha down with the body oil, and she's talking through her teeth, and he's trying to help make sure that she feels comfortable. But they end up getting through it.
Yeah.
Destiny chats with Nell. Nell tells Destiny that she talked to Sunni, and Destiny introduced her to her when she was her man at the birthday party that Sunni is saying it was so many people. Okay. She said it was 6 people. It was me and Moses, Destiny and her dude, and then another person and their dude. Okay. So it was 6 of us there. Okay. Destiny said that someone back from St. Louis said that they weren't surprised that Sunni was doing this because she did this back in high school where she took somebody's sister's man.
Oh, so she have a reputation.
Yeah. Well, Destiny said that because Nell is trying to kind of get to the bottom of things with her, and she's saying that she actually was pretty hurt at the situation, and out of all the women, like, he chose Sunni to hurt her. Yeah. And Destiny says that Moses was really her friend. I mean, she was close to him for 15 years, but because of all of this, the friendship was lost. Destiny does realize that life will go on. Nell reassures her that, yes, you will be fine.
Just to add 2 cents to this scene, I feel like Martell didn't want to take off his shirt and didn't want nobody rubbing on him because Mel wasn't going to be there.
Oh, because he probably would have shown off in front of her.
Man, what?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I don't know what you look the same to me as like you look in other seasons. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts about Destiny kind of opening up to Nell?
Nah, yeah. I didn't. I think that scene pretty explained itself. It's just like she's hurt by it, right? And I understand that she's hurt by it, and I understand that you said that it was that she feel like it's a personal attack, that he did this to hurt her, but I have to stay true to what I've been saying these past episodes. You wasn't married to the guy. Yeah. You wasn't married to the guy. You're just, I don't want to say you're just hurt, but if this hurt, what did your divorce do to you? I want to know that, because if this is so much the way you're tearing up outside, that means the divorce had to wreck you completely. Because I'm like, this wasn't a marriage, so it's like I'm sorry, I'm only gonna take it with as much grain of salt as I can, you know?
Yeah, I would say that I appreciated Destiny's vulnerability because a lot of the times Destiny likes to come across as unbothered in a lot of situations. And I think that that's healthy in a lot of ways, like in real life, because people don't need to be open to seeing you and all your vulnerability. But that makes her feel human. To know that, yes, this bothered me, and yes, my feelings are hurt, and yes, this was my friend for 15 years, and this was a personal attack, and it's wild, and it is absolutely wild, and I feel for her in the situation. I think it was so grimy. Yeah. So Stormi and Courtney talk. Courtney came from the warehouse. They're back at home, gala, everything in it. So apparently the police came looking for Stormi at the warehouse. And Courtney tells her, you need to go ahead and call a lawyer and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So she ends up finding out that there are 2 warrants out for her arrest, harassing communications and disorderly conduct from the lady who came to the warehouse who was the Melometer.
Yeah.
Stormi says all she did was curse the lady out, and she's going to have to turn herself into jail now.
Yeah. I think I saw the video back when it happened. It was a YouTuber / Melometer, whatever you want to call it.
And she recorded Stormi, you said.
Yeah. So, because we saw it. So, it's weird. You get what I'm saying? Like, the whole situation is weird. Obviously, something else happened that we gonna later find out. I'm not saying that Stormi did anything wrong, but I'm very interested on, you just don't get an arrest warrant for just cussing somebody out. But I don't believe Stormi put a hand on anybody. But the fact that somebody did come up to her warehouse, stalking her, basically speaking bad about her, I don't think y'all need to change the building so much. Y'all need to hire some security professionals outside. You know how Mel was having security cameras put in her house? I think Canvas Beauty Warehouse needs security guards outside.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right, Stormi is a public figure, and she is a public businesswoman on the show. The thing that Tisha is trying to portray herself as, Stormi is. You get what I'm saying? I'll probably put Stormi as number 1 on the show. You get what I'm saying? Because as far as I know, and as far as Kimmy said, Marsau haven't finished a house, haven't finished a strip mall and things of that nature. So Stormi needs to take precautions to her safety as well as the workers in that warehouse. And I hope that this will be a eye-opening thing, because Stormi's not that she's not part of the OG cast.
Right.
But now that she's growing in her celebrity and growing in her business and on the show, that they take precautions in the security of herself and her workers and things like that. Right. You know?
And that's it.
That's it. Anything else you thought about this episode?
That's all I got.
Listen here, this episode is pretty good. Melometers, y'all should at Carlos and ask for a check, because y'all are basically the 3rd cast member on the show and things of that nature. A lot of Melometers was mentioned during this episode. I wonder how that's going to go on in the next episode. I did see something funny in the preview that I did want to mention and see that y'all catch it. When Stormi was about to turn herself in and she wanted to meet up with her mom. And her mom was basically like, Stormi was like, you didn't reach out to me, you didn't like talk to me or anything like that before I have to go turn myself in. And then that's when the mother was basically saying like, good, you know, like you basically got locked up in back when you was little too. And I was like, what is going on here? What's up with everybody getting arrested on this show and things of that nature? Yeah. But we will catch y'all next week with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all be good.
Bye.